I'm not saying it's not possible. I'm saying it shouldn't be possible. It could be possible because according to Wikipedia, the GDP per capita of the United States is per capita about $65,000 a year. So, in a more fair, I'm not saying you know people should have less money. I'm saying we need to have a solid base to build that foundation upon. Like if you want to build a strong building, you need a strong foundation, right? What I'm trying to say is you need to have at least a ton of food to distribute it. You know what I'm saying? I'm sure there is a problem with distribution, but if you look at the poor people, they're fat. I'm sorry. I see a lot of black people that are extremely fat. And then they're complaining about how girls want to be with rich guys. I'm like, dude, I'm a guy. I'm not going to fight for some fat loser who's just complaining about some bullshit. Like, dude, just try to work out. And like, I don't know, maybe you could have had, since you're black, I don't know. You could have, I mean, Michael Jordan is what, like 55? He's like almost 60 or something like that, right? He's married to this like smoking hot like white woman, so like who's like 30 years younger than her or something than him than Michael Jordan, which something ridiculous like that. Like that's like but so what I'm trying to say is people have to work more. People have to work more, not change your phone, not buy new cars. I think MJ didn't even have a car when he first got married, right? He was just a very fit man, African American or not. But like, all right, so here's my beef with the term African American. So I met this female like at some like workplace. She is from Morocco, which is Africa. She doesn't look anything like the average, black person. The African Americans that we know in America, like the MJs, Magic Johnsons, Shaquille O'Neals, they don't look anything like them. They look more like Arabs too. So I mean, Egypt and the northern African states are sort of Arab, or they look a little like the Portuguese or the Spanish a little bit. They look a little Hispanic, but nonetheless they're African. So if they come, if like say if in a so they're an Egyptian American or a Moroccan American or Algerian American, these Arabic people, if they're born in America, they're African Americans, but they look nothing like, the NBA. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like, what's his name? Blake Griffin. Blake Griffin looks nothing like the average. I'm sorry, black person. That's the best term I can come up with. I mean, if you talk about Arab Americans or Arab. I'm an Asian, right? I'm an Asian American, and if people tell me I'm like I look Chinese, I mean some people they mean bad. Some people are like, you're a chink. That's racist. If they mistake me for a Chinese or a Japanese person, I could be like, yeah, sure, why not? Like, okay, I'm not offended by that. But if you call me a chink, I would be offended. But if you call me yellow, I would not be offended because that's literally the term that we call ourselves. It's called 황인종. It means yellow people. It literally means yellow people. I'm like Bart Simpson. I'm yellow, but not yellow. But you know what I'm saying? I'm more yellow than white people and black people. I don't know why people are so offended about things that aren't really offensive. And then now, like in Korea, there are female firefighters who get in. They go like they're insane. They're crazy. They're like violent. I mean, a man can be violent. I have the ability. I possess the ability to be violent, but I don't have to be all the time. So I try to situate myself in a position, like for instance, I'm at my home right now, not my home, but my grandma's home, where I am not prone to situations where I have to, be in a conflict. Sometimes with old people, sure, I even love losing. You know what? I love winning even more, but I love losing too because I learned something from the loss. Seriously, like when it comes to basketball, but I'm not seeking opportunities to kill myself. I'm actually so like I would go to 24-hour fitness and I'd be like, "Hey, what hey, like there's this African American like there's this black dude and he's really he was really good at basketball." And I was like, "Dude, could you dunk on me?" And he was like, "Nah, man. Like what?" Well, he was like, he was thinking, "What a bitch, right? He wants to get dunked. Like I wanted to get dunked on him, but like I don't know. I just wanted to get dunked. I don't know. Like I think I don't know. I want to experience. I don't know why, but I want to get dunked on, like or something. Like I'd be like in. I'd be like, wow. You know what I'm saying? I'd be happy. I'd actually be very, very happy if I was, but not like just standing there. But I want to compete. I want to compete. And if LeBron James jumped over me and dunked, now I can accept the defeat and learn gracefully losing. I can learn how to lose in a graceful manner. And I could be like, you know what? Everybody else didn't have the opportunity to play with LeBron James. I mean, even if I was dunked on, like nobody else had that type of experience. That gave me a unique perspective on life. Sometimes maybe so this is why also it actually plays into why I don't want Andrew Yang to be handing out free money. No, I'm an American citizen. I'm an American citizen. Just 1 second. I am a U.S. citizen, but I don't want free money. All right, but I'm not gonna show you the insides of my passport, but I'm just gonna show you my passport that I. All right, there you go. All right, this is my passport. This is my passport. All right. So I don't want people to be looking at the details of stuff and stuff, but this is my. All right, so like my YouTube channel is my real name. It's my registered legal name, and I don't know. I have nothing to hide, and I don't want the main. I have nothing to hide. Maybe my like. All right, so this is my beef with Asian Americans and like Asians. Like, all right, I don't have a small penis. It's okay. My I'm I'm not going to be walking around with my butt naked. But my girlfriends and my ex-girlfriends, they know. They're like, "You're an asshole." And I'm like, "Why?" And they're like, you can always get a, new girl." What do you No, I don't. I don't. And she was like, "Why aren't you nice to me?" I was like, "What?" And she was like is, golf or basketball more important than me? And like kind of. Oh my gosh, I'm so honest. I would much rather play golf with the guys and be like happy and like, "Oh, you know what? I'm so happy to be alive, man." I was suffocating with that little crazy, you know, you know what I'm saying? But not all women are like that. So I was looking for, somebody chill, some girl who's chill and just like relaxed, who has a positive outlook. Like, I got this comment about, how I'm a negative person and how I'm letting negative experiences. No, I'm a very positive person, and I know I don't need $1,000 a month for free. Sure, I'm gonna need money here and there to live my life in a free manner. Sure, I'm gonna have to pay taxes because I I hate police. I hate government. I hate it. I was a presidential award-winning, academic award-winning student in high school. All right, let me show you that. All right. Okay, so just all right. I don't want free money. I wanna do see. All right, these group of guys who never lost to an African or a black. Come on, please, niggers. Okay, I said it. I fucking said it. Negro means black. And if you look at other African Americans that are Arabs that are born in America, they aren't that black. They're more like, they're closer to my skin tone. They're like brownish, but I'm more pale. I'm more yellow. You know what I'm saying? And I don't get, if somebody calls me yellow, I'd be like, you know what? I am yellow. You know what I'm saying? I see European Americans, not all Europe, but it's so if you go to like Spain, just 1 second. But anyways, where's my? All right, so okay, where's my huh? I knew it's in my room somewhere. I hate it when like people just like redo the like this isn't helping me at all. Like my grandma would like shift things around in my room, and like I don't know, I hate to complain, but she does things without my permission, and she throws my stuff away, and I don't know, and then she pisses me off, and then when I'm mad at her for that, she'd be all like, you're so mean to me. You know what I'm saying? She's crazy. I think she's a psychopath. Anyways, all right. So I know it's somewhere in my room. I know it is. All right, there it is. All right, I didn't forge anything. Okay. All right, here. All right, there. This is what it is. All right. You see it, right? So, I mean, I'm not saying, but like, this is what I'm saying. How I got my award is because I worked hard, but not too hard. But also working not too hard is also, it takes effort to like go to bed at the same time. It actually, you have to put, it's like conditioning. I had to put myself in a situation, and I had to be smart about it. I don't just blindly go to sleep early just for its own sake. That won't help you. That won't help anybody. Free money will not help anybody. That'll make people lazy. That'll make people fat and ugly. That'll make people fucking psychopaths. They will go buy like sex at like, I don't know, Southeast Asia, where teenage girls would sell sex for $1,000 a month. And if you get a free paycheck of $1,000 every month, I am 100% sure guys or girls, but mostly guys, because guys are like that, I guess. I'm not saying I'm not tempted. I'm saying I shouldn't do it. I'm not saying I'm perfect. I'm not saying I don't want to have sex with beautiful young girls. I do. I absolutely do, but I shouldn't. I shouldn't. Okay? So, back to the topic, how I got good grades. Do you need good grades? I needed good grades. I knew it. Why? Because I wanted to prove my mom and dad that they aren't smart. They aren't special. These global elite, the Illuminati, I'm sure my mom and dad are part of it. I'm sure I was the beneficiary of it, but not much. Because my mom and dad spent all the money on some stupid shit like buying new cars and stuff like that. And I'm sure Americans will do the same shit if they get free fucking money. Okay? I'm positive. And I'm a positive person who knows even if I'm in a shitty ass condition, I will work myself out of it or somehow get out of it and reposition myself in a happier place. So I wasn't born I wasn't blessed with an IQ of 180. I think my IQ is about like 128 or 129. Something like that. Okay? So I'm not a genius by birth. I'm pretty smart by birth, naturally, but it has nothing to do with my race. There are plenty of white people, and this is also my beef with the black American population, because dude, you got like they all just complain about racism. Sure, I was also treated in a very like people would throw milk at me. White people would throw milk at me and my Asian gang, and they weren't man enough to just come up to me. If they were so manly, they wouldn't drive by and throw a fucking milk carton at us. But that doesn't mean I have to do everything with these Asians. You know what I'm saying? I'm an individual. I have my own individual rights in my freedom. And if I, confide in these Asians, I have to do things their way, and I wouldn't be free to live a free American life. But when I'm in South Korea, I must obey the South Korean rules. You know what I'm saying? So, as an American, I must work honestly. Okay? I have a bitch that's incredibly dishonest, but she thinks she's smart. She thinks cheating people and lying and making people believe in her lies. And I think Andrew Yang is doing just that. And, I'm sure there are Asian Americans who would be all, oh, dude, you're an Asian. You got to support Andrew Yang. No! Andrew Yang freedom dividend is making no sense to me at all. I mean, it could be a feasible idea. It could be. Because according to Wikipedia, per capita, the American economy should be able to give $1,000 per American, because the GDP, which isn't necessarily the purchasing power, but even the PPP says $62,000 a year. So according to that index, sure, Americans should be able to afford $1,000 more per capita per month. It is possible, sure, but I'm just worried. I'm not saying everybody will go buy sex in Southeast Asia, or I'm not saying, but all right. So organic farms. If people have too much money, there's just going to be too much burden on the organic farmers, and organic farms will go out of business. instead of staying in business. You know what I'm saying? It's too easy. Farming isn't that easy. And now the farmers would get, I don't know, they'd be millionaires, sure, by number, but the actual purchasing power of the dollar will decrease so dramatically. They'll end up with less food, less animals for their own to consume. Okay? That's not servitude, that's slavery. So I love my grandma, I do. And I'm willing to split my share just a little bit with her too. But if she bring friends, her other old friends, and like Pikachu, and like, I don't know, what else, Digimon, Pikachu, whatnot, cigarette companies, all these incredibly rich companies would all want organic foods, and now somebody has to do the work, and somebody in that organic farmer will go out of business because he ends up with nothing. You know what I'm saying? And we're going to have to expand and cut down more trees and expand more farmland. And at which rate? At the expense of what? Giving more money to people, giving more purchasing power to people. I'm not saying, no, sure, the government is corrupt. But if the government is corrupt, we have to put a non-corrupt. We shouldn't change the system. The system is actually pretty efficient. The system is actually pretty efficient if you think about it. But you just have to put the right people in the right places to make the system work, not just give everybody more money. Do you know what I'm saying? Sure, we have to grow the money. There should be more money in the economy. There should be more production. But if I'm given a free, I'm just being honest, okay? You can call me a psychopath. You can call me a projecting, gaslighting psychopath, because that is actually what psychopaths do. I know. I studied psychology. But, okay, you could, but I'm going to try and disprove those views, okay? If I'm given $1,000 per month for free, I wouldn't do jack shit. I don't play video games and then just purchase organic foods. The best that I can get. Right? I'd be stealing. You know? Some kids could have been surviving off of good food. Families. Even this room. It could support a family of 4. I know, because I used to sleep here with my mom and dad, my sister. The 4 of us used to sleep in this tiny ass room. It is possible, but everybody has to sacrifice a little bit. But sacrifice what? What? Seriously, like, if I become an organic farmer and the price, if everybody has $1,000 for free a month, every month, the prices will go up. And if the prices go up, not just me, a lot of other organic farmers will eventually be forced to cheat. Okay? And that will just open up gates for more corruption. So, the legal boundary is there. And it is up to the American people to obey it or not. Many Americans, including myself, I used to smoke weed. And back then, it wasn't legal. But it was a college thing. But, it was just a 6-month or maximum 1 year, fling. I guess I was a freshman in college, and then I was like, I'm not into drinking, and then everybody else was like, you gotta smoke something then, man. And I was like, that's kind of stupid. That's a stupid reason to smoke weed. But you know what? I'm a stupid kid. So what other time than in college, especially your sophomore year, to be a little stupid. You know what I'm saying? I worked very hard, and I kind of get sick and tired of being the good guy all the time. And I don't know. I was like, okay, I'm in college. You know what? I'll take a puff. And then, it became a habit for about 6 months. My first semester or first 2 quarters of sophomore year, and then I quit because I knew it just wasn't me. All right. So I'm not saying I'm perfect, but I'm saying if I had $1,000 a month, I would not be producing. I would not drawing. I would not be coming up with products that. So if everybody has $1,000, see, that'd make me a millionaire because I make quality products. I design quality products, right? So if everybody gets my stuff for, practically free, that's sure I'd become a millionaire, but I wouldn't really like it. I want, people to work hard to cuz I worked hard to, not just I mean like for like food. I'm good enough that much to share just a little bit, not too much with, people who don't work hard. I'd be like, "Hey, homeless man, have a banana." You know what I'm saying? But if that homeless man works hard to become a somebody, and then for his services, maybe not just something like he could become a security officer or something, and a security officer who draws and paints. He could sell his paintings. So he uses his talents in many channels, and he can generate income that way, right? And he could buy a freaking home, and he won't be homeless anymore. You know what I'm saying? But if all homeless people just get free money, they're going to be buying drugs. You know what I'm saying? I have no faith in humanity, especially those who've driven themselves into such positions. I've never done crazy drugs like weed. No. Weed is pretty much just everything I've done. The worst I've done is weed. Okay? Like ecstasy, heroin, um, cocaine, shrooms. I've done none of that. And at least not voluntarily. So, why would I, support people to buy more drugs? And you know what? Those types of people, the people who do drugs, they're the ones who should be stripped of their money, so they can't buy more. But all right, so I was just buying food, my needs, right? Food, and I buy quality products, and I don't buy more. But does that mean other people should strip me of my money so they can buy expensive cars and pollute the air? No, it's bullshit. Okay?